Hello, it's September 1st, 2021. It's a SIG Node CI subgroup meeting. Welcome, everybody. We have short agenda today. Let's get going. I'll share my document now. Can you see it? So, yeah, let's start with first item. Mike. Mike is here.
Sure. Yes, I'm here. Okay. So there was an issue with a node problem detector for a particular job that pushes images. It was failing because there was a Cloud init YAML file missing in the repository. I created it, but it's still failing on the particular reason. If you go to the issue, then there's I don't think there's I don't think I linked it there, but yeah, that's basically the error. GCC not found. I digged a little bit more, and it appears that the SIG enabled flag is true. So this might be why GCC is required for this particular build. And the image that builds is based on Alpine, which doesn't include GCC. I was wondering if there's any other image which might include this, or if there's any workaround to this particular error. Otherwise, we can create a new image, which I'm not sure if it's the best idea. That's a particular image, yeah.
I thought most stuff we built on Debian for eventual like distroless stuff.
Yeah, I think the image that it uses derives from Alpine, from a Google Alpine image.
Oof.
A Google Cloud.
Alpine's scary.
Yeah.
Do we have to use images from this project, or we can use it from anywhere?
Yeah, right now I'm using we have like synthetic sugar on top of the Google Cloud images, which is this particular image from Kubernetes. What I'm not sure if this is the best idea, but what I can do is I can create another version which derives from Debian, which would make stuff easier, but also we will have to track another image.
So, I mean, we don't have to change this image. We can add another step, right? So we can build it first and then push. Will it work?
I'll try to do that. By default, the push command, it actually builds the image. I'm going to see how can I work around on that.
And theoretically, Make shouldn't rebuild everything if it's already built.
Yeah, there should be another way of that.
And can you tell again why NPD needs GCC?
Because of the way it's built, it has a SIG enabled flag, and apparently this flag makes the build process require GCC.
I see. How did it work before? Because this job was created so long ago, and it was always working.
Oh, it used to work. Yeah. I was wondering also because I noticed that there are some images already built. I mean, there are some versions which are pushed. I was wondering if these are built with a particular image, or they are built with this image itself, or like built with the desktop configuration, depending on the ones that push the image.
Okay.
I'll try to do the second step, and if that doesn't work, I'll read more about considering other images.
Cool. Thank you for update.
Sure.
Next item.
That one had the review updated, so yeah, you can discard that.
Okay. Ilana.
Click the link. We have a bunch of test grid alerts going to our main mailing list. It is adding noise. That probably shouldn't be happening. I think that we might need to fix that.
Yeah, I think it goes to mailing lists with plus bugs, right? Or plus test or something like that.
Yeah, I think we should just send it to, I mean, do we want this spamming the main mailing list? It makes it really hard to sort my email. We already have a test failures list.
Yeah, I think we need to switch. I'm not sure why we didn't switch all of them.
So that's possibly a very easy contribution if someone's looking for something to do, is fix the email on all of these jobs. I do not volunteer.
I can create a task.
I can update the task if you want. Like I can check myself on the issue.
Thank you. It's simple find and replace thingy, so it shouldn't be a problem. Daniela.
Yeah, so that is a fairly annoying PR that deflakes a bunch of the storage eviction tests. It's been open for a while, just needs some reviews. So if someone could take a look, that would be helpful. It's a mix of like stretching out timeouts and actually fixing some tests that were broken because of behavior changes.
I can see it already have looked good to me, so we need the approval.
Cool. I missed that a LGTM'd. This mostly had the issue of not actually solving any problems, unfortunately.
David reviewed it. I'm surprised.
Yeah, sadly, reducing disk usage didn't really help. Like, I basically had those tests running in a loop for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can commit for next week only, if it's fine to wait. Lane, if you want to take it over.
Sounds good.
I am going to be in and out of the office for the next 2.5 weeks, so I would not be the right person to assign this to right now.
Just wait until my follow-up that fixes GPU tests needs review. That one's nasty. Turns out the way we built images for that has been broken for at least 6 months.
Yeah, for GPU tests, do we need to restore it? I believe Francesca wanted to understand what, like, first, do you want to test device plugin with GPUs, right? And second, do we need GPU tests at all?
I mean, so we had the existing broken GPU tests that I now have at least running and nearly have working. But they were broken both in terms of like the way we configured the host was broken and like actual logic in the tests was broken. Which has been a really fun like week.
Okay. Yeah, next week I will get it. And GPU after that, I guess. Ryan, do you want to talk about regression?
Yeah, so this is a fallout from Clayton's refactor of the pod lifecycle, and static pods are not being recreated correctly. And so the proposal is to add the modified time of the static pod to the UID creation hash that gets generated. And the side effect is that static pods that get created with controllers may or will get restarted. And so I don't know if any controllers actually do that, but that would be the fallout from this one. But it does fix the issue, and seems to be working pretty good within our CI so far as well.
I had a quick question about this one, actually.
Mhm.
So like, what I still don't understand is before the refactor, how did it work, I guess? Because did the refactor change what was taken into account for the UID, or kind of, how does
I
the
don't
refactor,
think-
I guess, affect that?
So the refactor, I think, manifested the problem further. I think this was a problem prior to the refactor as well. We've seen on OpenShift static pods not restart in certain situations, and we're never able to actually figure out really why they were doing that. And I think Clayton's refactor actually forced the issue of reproducing it a lot easier. So I think this is a problem that was prior to the refactor, but it just manifested itself more.
Got it. Thanks for explanation.
Mhm.
So are you working on that, Ryan, or somebody else?
Yeah,
working
there's
on
a PR that I created this morning, and it's going through CI as we speak.
Yeah, I took a
And-
look at that earlier, and I was waiting for CI to run before I reviewed it properly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it mostly
That's all
seems
I
good.
had.
I know that this was a problem even before the refactor, so I'd be interested to see if this helps.
And my local bench testing shows that it fixes it completely, but it's running through OpenShift CI right now and upstream CI.
Might be worth adding an ETE for that.
Yeah,
As annoying as RE2E suites are.
Yeah, I'll look into that as well.
okay. So likely separate PR.
Yeah, yeah, I can. We're trying to get a release done for this week, so yeah, hopefully I can put it into a separate PR.
Sounds good. Mostly there's enough behavior of the kubelet that doesn't have any like real coverage that it would be nice to like slowly fix.
Yeah, totally agree.
Especially as we make the E2E tests be useful.
Okay, thank you for update. Let's switch to triage really quick. So we have 2 PRs that needs reviewer. Do you want to take this?
Yeah, you can assign that one for me.
Thank you. Admission must exclude completed pods. Now I think it's a follow-up from regression, right?
Yeah, this one is my follow-up from. It just adds the end-to-end.
David, I think you again.
Yeah, this is So Ryan, just to be clear on this one, we wanted. I think I left a comment. One question I had about this one, there was like the existing scheduling test that already had a job. So I'm just wondering if maybe we should modify that already instead of creating a new test, just because for this we will need to ensure the scheduling folks are on board and create new jobs, etc. So I was thinking maybe it's easier just to add it to the existing test. I don't know what you thought about that though.
Yeah, we can certainly do that. It would be easier to get in. I'll look at that today as well.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, it looked like they already had a job or Tesla did something very, very similar. The only difference is that the pods didn't have any resource requests, so that's why like it didn't reproduce the issue. So I think if we just copy and paste their existing test and only add resource requests, I think it would be the same.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Great. Okay. Issues to do. There are new issues. Just take a look. Anybody wants to take a look at alpha features?
I'm
I
not
believe
sure
we
we're using
discussed
this
it, right?
job. Like we maybe can get rid of this one because I use the like overall GCE alpha features job as a for like pull requests rather than a node specific one. Like
Yeah,
there's
this
only
one
one
has like
run.
very few runs.
Yeah.
Very, very few runs.
Yeah, I remember we discussed it that we run this test in different place, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever run this, so maybe we can get rid of it.
Yeah, I think it was
Especially if
run
it's
like only
broken.
one. Yeah, I think it was triggered on one particular PR just to see if it didn't change anything, but I didn't notice any other runs.
What does it even run?
I don't know. I mean, we'd have to look at the spec.
Alpha
The
features mostly.
yeah, the corresponding job runs, I think, like all of the E to E stuff with all the feature gates on. So
Mhm.
that's why I just normally use that job.
Mike, would be okay for you to check that we already ran this test?
Sure, I'll confirm. If we already run this, I'll just remove it.
Thank you. Okay. Prior conformance is failing. Is it still failing? Famous stats AVI. Do you know anything about it?
I feel like that test has been failing for a while on various different things. When did it start failing?
Yeah, I think it's also failing on the sig on containerd cost containerd test grid as well for this test on SIG Group V2.
It looks like there must have been. It looks like we should be able to find a commit that caused this to start failing because it happened somewhat recently on the 19th. Is that filed in the bug as well?
No. Jamin, do you have a link to containerd test grid where it fails?
Yes, I will share with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have that much history, but it just created. Okay. Anybody interested to take a look?
Yeah, I can help take a look. It's Dragon Cell.
Oh, try. Thank you. And I guess same here. Oh, you're already here. Perfect. Thank you for taking for looking into
Can
that.
you CC me that one on that one as well? On the
I'm sorry, I
endocrimes.
endocrines.
Because terrible IRC puns make it everywhere on the internet.
Here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it will be easier for you to investigate because on Cryo, we know at least commit that broke it. So it will be easier to nail it down.
Yeah, sounds good.
What that file to create symbols. I believe, yeah, this is a PR4, right, Brian? Oh no, this is
It's different.
yeah, this is from yesterday discussion SIG Node meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Looks like SIG Windows is handling this. Should we mark this one as triage accepted at least?
Good point. I'm not sure was it's failing test at this point. Yeah, they'll adjust the test. Okay. Retriable. Yeah, I think I just tryable. Okay. Cool. Okay. And yeah, I think it's assigned to Morissette. Assign it to Mark. So he will adjust. Okay. Okay. I think we done with no assigned triage. We can get more in depth once we caught up on everything. Do you want to switch to main board triage or we want to cut it short today?
Should we go through the bugs? Have we been doing that while I've been
bugs.
out?
Yeah, we did it last time.
Yes, the new board. I was gonna say.
Yeah, we did it last time and we triaged quite a few.
Nice. I haven't looked at it in a bit, so are there new bugs to add? Probably.
I wonder if we can go through 9 bugs in 30 minutes. Compliance probe, its own account. Yeah, not a SIG node, I think.
I feel like this person should not use liveness probes if they don't want a thing to get restarted. It looks like this is some sort of SIG auth or API machinery thing. Oh, look, I commented on it.
Oh, you already commented on that. Okay, so it's SIG node because they may need a feature for like to make loudness probe authenticated somehow.
Yeah, this is what Murnau was talking about this morning, Alana, about MTLS on the
Yeah, I
probe.
mean,
Yeah.
mutual TLS. I don't know that we want to get in the business of supporting that on probes.
Not sure.
I mean, I suppose that is probably something that just exists already in the Go library, but
Is it a bug at all?
I mean, it's
It's
a
more
bug.
like a future feature request. As
Yeah,
opposed to
I
a
think
bug.
it's really more of a feature request than a bug.
Like works as expected. Just they want it to work differently.
Mm-hmm.
But is it a bug for API server? Was
No,
it just
this sounds. I mean, David's comment about or I think it was from David, that the API server can't tell the difference between a random anonymous user and the kubelet talking to something anonymously is true. So I think it's a feature request. They're basically asking for, can the kubelet please differentiate itself from some random anonymous thing? And the answer is, well, it can't right now.
okay? Oh, wait. How do I remove it from a board?
I just did it.
Okay, thank you. Container labels not contain pod labels. Yeah, this is known. What's new?
What you expected to happen sounds like a question to me.
Yeah, this is a good suggestion. I mean, not a bug.
Yeah, maybe we can change this one to a support request and close it. Because we've suggested a workaround. And it's mostly a question. Like, Docker inspect does not work on non-Docker runtimes, so.
Is it support or support request?
Support, you got it.
I forgot to close. Again, removing from board.
That one will get marked as done
Okay.
because it's closed.
Config readiness probe if kubelet restart. Pod temporary report container is not ready. I think we fixed it, but yes.
Uh,
Oh no, this is a restart. Like, I remember we
Yes.
have like 2 or 3 bugs about kubelet restart. People updating certificates for something, and they restart kubelet, and at the startup everything is not ready.
right, but I think there was a pull request on this, no? Oh, I don't remember. Okay, I need to check.
No, this is on restart. This is when kubelet like completely restarting, and initial state is
yes, okay,
not
okay,
ready.
but this is expected, right? Enfin, expected.
Yeah, I would say this is
Yeah.
expected.
Like,
Oh yeah, you said it wasn't a bug, and then someone reopened it.
Ah, yeah.
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that it assumes that containers are.
No, default state is not ready when it starts.
Yeah, but that doesn't like cause the container to restart or anything. That's just from the kubelet's internal accounting perspective. I don't see what's disturbing
but
about this.
it prevents the service from
Receiving
forwarding
requests. Yeah.
request. Yes.
but that, for the most part, is what I would mentally expect.
Yeah, that's also what I would expect. Like there's control plane downtime. If yeah, that like the data plane is fine and it's there, but if you're putting a dependency on the thing, yeah.
like it's one of those fundamental things of, do you fail safe and not let something service requests when you don't know its state? Or do you fail open and just let requests go to random garbage? And like a cluster orchestrator shouldn't fail to garbage.
Yeah, I agree. I really don't like. I mean, the requested fix here is that we should assume that the thing is in ready state until proven otherwise, and I think that that is not safe.
Yeah.
But if you run this, you just don't put a readiness probe, and then it's always ready.
Also,
Yeah.
like, if you're running your infrastructure that thin, that restarting a single node causes you problems.
Oh, the other thing too is they could potentially, if they add a delay to the probe, then won't that also solve this problem? It won't mark it as not ready until
I think
it
it would still get
runs,
marked
right?
as not ready until the first run.
I see.
So you need opposite. You need to run it very fast.
Yeah, so you could set that to be like run immediately.
I mean,
There is no immediate. There is a this
I think
jiffy,
you can
like,
set the
thing.
delay period to 0 or something like that.
or like a
But there is like
millisecond.
prevention. Like you remember this
Yeah, there's a
timeout that
jitter.
prevents jitter.
I mean, it won't be immediate, but like it could be close to immediate, particularly if it's like only running every like on a large interval or something like that.
Yeah, I think this behavior is expected when you restart for unknown reason. When you restart to update certificate, maybe maybe we need to allow
Would
certificates to be.
graceful shutdown help with this in any way?
I mean, just restart the node completely and like don't bother restarting kubelet by itself. Yeah,
And
that
the
maybe.
only way you could even ever safely do this is if like you also measured how long kubelet was down for and then made like a reasoned guess about whether something could still potentially not be stale.
Well, whether or not, like, I mean, I don't think the timing is a matter of. I don't think you can make any assumptions in terms of how long the kubelet's been offline or something like that. You could checkpoint. So, for example, like when the kubelet shuts down, you could dump the state of everything known to disk and then like pull it back in and be like, oh, well, this thing was ready previously, so I'm going to assume it's still ready until proven otherwise. But like, I think that's really fraught. I think that there's potentially unexpected consequences you'll get from that. I think this is a feature request.
From
If you want that
experience
to
trying do
happen.
that in Nomad, yes.
Yeah.
Can CRI hold this ready status somehow?
No, because the CRI doesn't do anything as far as probing goes. It's like out of that loop.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. I mean, instead of
I don't think
checkpoint-
it'll actually help. I think fundamentally the issue is people want things to magically work in ways that like architecture will limit them working. Like if we make this always work by default, then we cause broken behavior in other cases, and then we get a bug about that. It's not possible to make everything like magically work the way that people want it to, I think. So I or Danielle, it sounds like, can write a comment on this and then reclose it. Do you want
how to
do it?
triage declined? First remove kind bug.
Yeah, I'm happy to close this one.
Okay.
So you can just assign it to me.
Okay. I'll just do it. Okay. Pods on node with temporary unknown status now marked ready again. Say what again?
Oh, that's a fun bug. Like that seems like an actual race condition bug.
Okay.
If you assign it to me, I can take a look to see what the state of any open PRs are, at least.
Yeah, but it's I think we need to triage it into
Yeah, maybe it's even fixed. We don't know. Since the guy has not been able to reproduce it by the script, so.
If it can't be reproduced, then we shouldn't mark it triage accepted. We should mark it triage. I think it's not reproducible.
We should double check first.
There's a triage label. Is it? Yeah.
needs information.
Well, there's needs information, and there's also not reproducible. So those are your options. But yeah, you can put it in the needs information column on the board.
Crash loop backoff cannot be evicted because of
It's a funny
Interesting.
one. Yes.
Is it node bug? How is it not related?
It has a documentation label on it, so it might be something. I might have a comment on here, so it sounds like something I would do. Yeah, there's one for me. I think this is a misunderstanding of the pod lifecycle. And so like we should document this so people stop asking about it and getting confused. Basically, this is another one of these, like, it's working as expected. It should work this way, but like a lot of people are upset about it because they don't understand that it should work this way.
Should we repurpose it to a feature?
Well, it's got kind documentation and kind bug on it.
Okay.
It's not really a feature. It's just, oh, the reason it's not triage is it doesn't have a triage accepted label on it. So you might want to add one of those. I think this bug predates those.
CP files and large files.
If it's kubectl, it's not Node, or is it?
It depends who handles the copy. Others need.
Teams node.
That seems like it's probably either a timeout somewhere or a load balancer configuration problem.
Or it could be
lot
temporary
of back and
space
forth.
as well, because it's, I think when you copy a file, you tar it, somehow, yeah.
Yeah, but if it was like keeping everything in memory, you'd probably see someone complaining about an and have more issues. And if you're running out of temper space, then it seems
Danielle, sounds like you want to do an investigation here.
no, it doesn't.
Does someone want to investigate this? I think it's important. It's got a lot of comments.
The general rule of anything I pick up in KK right now seems to be it will take a week, things will be broken, and I will be sad.
No, give it to me if you want, please. H, Y, yeah, X, Y, yeah.
X, yeah. So do you put in need information?
No, we try to reproduce.
Yeah, we need to reproduce this, so.
Okay. Again, kubectl. Oh, it's logs. Yeah, it's unclear for me too why it's not issue. Needs information. Is the reporter active?
If you really care about the log output and everything, you should schedule a job instead of doing like a kubectl run, I think.
For this one, if we put it in the needs information column, Sergey, can we make sure that we also put a triage needs information label on there? Because that's what I use to manage the board. We only have 2 left and they're very old. We have 6 minutes.
Out of display.
I think this needs to be reproduced. This is very old. I feel like this is not a bug, and it looks like somebody marked this as a feature. I think this is just a feature request. I'll remove that one from the board.
Thank you. Yeah, we're done with this.
Wow, great
that
work.
one might be a bug if it's silently overriding stuff.
So there's a bunch of discussion in here about it. It's not really that it's silently overriding them. This is a pretty long discussion. I think you can read through that. I remember reading through this one at some point.
More of a needs docs than.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Do we want to apply documentation tag or it's fine? I didn't read it.
I think that there's we have a few issues on sysctls floating around right now. I think it would be good to have a sort of more unified strategy for how we want to deal with them. Like, this is clearly an issue affecting a bunch of people trying to use Kubernetes, but we don't really have anybody who owns that right now. And I don't think we should try to address these things sort of like piecemeal or with bits of documentation or small fixes here and there. I think we just need to determine, I know that there was, for example, there was a request to change the list of whitelisted sysctls or allow listed sysctls. I don't know if that's been taken up by anybody, but that was discussed previously. So
okay,
there's just a bunch of these sort of floating around. I think if you look in the node backlog, there's a lot of sysctl related issues.
Makes sense. Okay, then. I think we have 3 minutes left and we can stop the meeting. Any other topics? Good. Anybody wants to tell something?
Maybe Sergey, do you have access to the kettle jobs? Because I'm trying to fix kettle for the last week, and nobody in SIG testing seems to answer my questions. So I think maybe you're a Googler and maybe you have access to it.
I mean, SIG testing has quite a few Googlers, right?
Yeah.
But send
If
me
you
a
don't, you don't.
text,
Then it's fine. I will try to ping again on Slack.
ping me on Slack as well, like CC me, and I will take a look.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Okay, any other topics? Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.